Okay, today I've got the size of the body of the guitar on the 15-foot radius dish, and that's the back of it. And what we're going to do is sand the radius into the body so as the back will fit on it. At the moment it's got high points and it doesn't quite fit. So this is often called, for obvious reasons, but driving the bus, but it's a silly title. But you basically twist it like this. Now you can see, if you think about the radius goes in both directions, the further width there of the diameter of the length of this, this is going to be originally flat. So the radius will have in effect high points there and there. It needs to be lowered there and there, not here. So you can see we're seeing it on the bottom, top first. Catching my clamps, but if I don't have it clamped it'll move around too much. I might have to get a different way to do this. It's coming down to this block here. Kerfing's still a bit high there. At the kerfing there now. It's raised above the side a bit there, but it's still not there and put down far enough. But you can see it's not rocking anymore, so it's actually fitting the curve. It's just got to be brought sort of level with the sides now. So problem is I'm hitting this block here, which is quite hard and the edges are quite hard, whereas the kerfing itself is quite soft, so I'll go quickly, but I'm catching that block a bit. The actual weight of itself puts the pressure down, so I'm just twisting it really, letting its own weight do the work of pressing it down. Yeah. Probably about another ½ mil off, that's about all now. So. Fraction where the kerfing's higher there than the side. So you see it's not rocking now, so it now fits the curve, so it should fit the back okay. That back does it for that side. We're going to now do the front. So I need to change radius dishes and set up to do the front. Okay, now we're going to look at radiusing the edges of where the top will go. So we switched over to a 28 foot radius dish. Now the front's a little more complicated, as everything's more complicated on the front. Let's bring this in here a bit. So although we put a radius on the top itself, that part we didn't put clamp in the radius dish. We clamped it flat with the transverse brace in it. So from there onwards, the top's flat because the fingerboard comes down and glues onto it, but the radius comes in this pit here. So as we're sanding this, we're just going to sand this bit for the time being, and we're going to pivot this slightly differently and protect that edge a bit. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to get some sandpaper, grit side down on there, and that's rolling up on me. Use that to keep this edge sort of off the sandpaper, just raises it up a fraction and not sand that. And what we can do then is just go, it's not quite where I want it, but, and let's sort these clamps out a bit. I can see where the sawdust is coming off. So around here I'm cutting quite well, but it's not going around that side there, just up to about there at the moment. So we've got more work to do there. This is, it's all sanded down to about there and there. I really want to bring it to about there, the narrowest point, because it'd be that area that's flat. So we've got just a little bit more to do, but we're nearly there. Okay, so now we need to sand that flat, so I need to get a bit of board. Okay, there's so little to do on this. What I've done is a bit of experimenting, and I can actually do it with the plane because it's being a smaller guitar. I'm just going taking a little bit off there, a little bit off there, it blends in to those edges, and that's about it. So it seems to come down, if I get the straight edge, yeah, so it drops off from there to there about 2 millimeters. That's kind of a nice bevel there, and then in effect this will be square with the neck, and that is where it drops off because of the bevel. So I think we're there on that. There's one more thing I want to do, which is on this bottom block that I should have done before, but I really didn't know the dimensions until I get up on it. So and look at the body. So what I want to do is, see here, so we've got the kerfing, which is what we're going to glue the top onto. I don't really want to glue all of this onto the top, so I want to count just the width. I can draw a line there. Just that's about what I want to glue, because the bigger this is, the more it damps the top and the more it takes tone out of it. So I'm just going to use a plane to take that down a bit. Radius is getting in the way. It's about probably 20 degrees. I might take just a little bit more off that. And then just want to smooth out this plane mark. You can see I've still got the line there. Off there. Okay, so that's hopefully sanded so the top will fit on nicely. The next job is to actually fit the top itself. So we'll come back and do that probably in an hour or so. I just need to take a break and go and have a coffee. So the top's been wrapped up in bubble wrap since it was stopping damage happening to it. So let me put it. Yeah. Goes on there like that. Okay, the first thing here now is the brace across here. Get fitted, because that's the main thing, and I also need to check these aren't too thick. Actually, remember we had locating holes drilled through everything, so this will align it. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna spin this around a bit so you can see. So you can see the transverse brace is longer than it needs to be. Now, quite how to, no, you can't see there, can you? So you can see the transverse brace is longer than it needs to be, so it's got to be cut down. Now, I want it to go onto the body, so what I want to do is actually remove some of the kerfing here. You see? Yeah, okay. So with the kerfing here, and then we'll mark it. So what I'm going to do is just put some marks on the kerfing. It's there, and it's going to be tricky. Most bits there. Yeah. To the body, and removing. Okay, that's one side. We'll test this in a minute. Damn, it's got to come out as well. And we've got a line there. Now what I'm doing, and I don't know if you can see here, I'm just putting a line on the inside of the brace. It's cut to, and then we'll cut the brace down to that. One. Same with that, take down a few. Sides in. That side needs a little more off it. Blade width off that. Okay, that's almost in, but I think we're hitting the other braces now, so I want to start marking those. I don't know if you can see here. Turn it a little bit. But the braces there have just come through the side, so I'm just marking the side to cut a slot in for them. Get the pencils in. I'm hitting this block here, just across the edge of it, so I think we're going to take that down. You take that much off, and okay, that's a line. Hopefully that clears it now. Can't get them to the outside, so I have to mark them on the inside. That's gonna be okay, mark them on the outside if I can. something like that. So you and you should be at the same angle. It's not bad. And you should be at the same angle. I think you're going to be more like that. Right, now one of the things I want to do, I've got marks on there. I need to check the depths of these because I think these need a bit more taking off them. Should be about 5mm thick there. And that's 7. 4, so it doesn't need so much off, it would be a bit. About 2.5 now, so the thickness there is 6. So it's a bit thick on one edge. Right. That's 5, okay, that's good. Now, these do come through the outside to lock in, but remember we're going to cut a binding channel around there, and the binding's 5mm, 6.5mm wide. That's about it. That's not. Okay, that slot there is not wide enough. That we can't get to that one yet. The two are looking okay now. That one's not looking bad. That one's not looking bad, it's just that side. Probably just saw blades thickness out off, that's not all it was. Okay. That sounded better. A slight problem. Right, one of my problems that I've not noticed is that some of the side braces here are a bit too long, hitting the edge, and they shouldn't. So. That one and that one. And bits of little. Okay, right, that now seems to fit down quite well. There's a little bit of a spring in it, but not very much, and when you press it, you can roll it down to the edge all the way around. So I think I'm going to be ready to glue that up now. I'll reconfigure everything and we'll get onto the go bar deck. Okay, so the way we've got this set up, we've got the 15-inch radius dish underneath because that fits the curve of the body, so that doesn't rock. And then we'll glue up the sides here and then put the top on. Okay. Okay, I'll get his pockets glued up. Oh, that's a bit of a mess, that one. Okay. Swing a bit. Now we're going to put the template over the top because it shows me the line of the body and where the braces come in, and also protects the body from any damage from the clamps. starting off around where the braces go through the body. You down there, into there, you there. Try and see if it's down all the way around. It looks pretty good, although it's difficult to see the edges, so we'll leave that now to set overnight. Okay, we're now ready to take the bars off and see, make sure it's all okay. Okay, so these can come out now as it's now glued on. Yeah. Right. Now, what I'm looking for is, let me see down the edge there. I've got a really close fit around there. It's difficult for me to see and show the camera at the same time, but I cannot see any gaps, and that all seems to be very well glued down. The only problem I've got is one of the pockets here I cut too deep, and I'm hoping my binding will cover that. If not, I've got to find a way to maybe fill it. I've got some spare of the material, I might be able to blend it in somehow. But that's there. I think I've got a bit of a glue to clean up, which is not very exciting, but can't see very much actually. Just on the outside I've not bothered, 'cause that'll be sanded. There's a little bit of tidying up to do, but it's pretty, looking pretty good. So it's not going to sound very good in this, but okay, I think that's going to be about it for today. This video is getting quite long anyway. The next one we'll fit the back and probably trim off the excess on the sides then, and then we'll be ready for binding and things like that.